She assumed I was sitting patiently at home, twiddling my thumbs, waiting for her to breeze through the door. Instead, I was meticulously cataloging every detail. Each date etched into my memory, every hotel receipt tucked into a folder, every curt message from my lawyer saved on my phone. My name's Nancy, and I can't stop fussing with my appearance. I stand in front of the mirror, smoothing my hair into place, only to rake my fingers through it and let it fall into disarray again. Steve's due home any moment now, and we need to have a conversation, one I've been dodging for weeks. 8 years. That's how long we've been husband and wife. The early days were electric. Spontaneous trips to places we'd never been. Thoughtful little gift that made me smile. And nights so passionate the neighbors probably debated calling the cops. But lately, the past couple of years, we just existed. Like pieces of furniture in a room. Functional but unremarkable. He comes home. I might cook or he might. We watch something mindless on TV, crawl into bed, and do it all again the next day. I was 24 when I said, I do. Watching my friends still out there, dating, flinging, stumbling through their 20s. I thought I'd hit the jackpot, locking down the one while they were still searching. Now, I'm not so convinced. It started last month when Jen, a co-worker, casually mentioned her open relationship. At first, I thought she was nuts. Share your partner? Willingly? But curiosity got the better of me. I dove into research. Ethical non-monogamy, polyamory, entire communities living this way. I binged 20 podcast episodes, stories of people navigating these arrangements successfully, and it stuck with me. The sound of Steve's key scraping into the lock jolts me back to the present. My pulse quickens. Hey, babe, he calls out, same as always, dropping his bag by the door and brushing a kiss against my cheek. Something smells good. I'd made his favorite pasta, hoping to soften the ground for what's coming. Can we talk after dinner? I ask, keeping my tone light, like it's no big deal. He nods and we eat. He chatters about work, some project, some coworker screw up, and I nod along, smiling on autopilot. My mind's elsewhere, rehearsing the words I practiced in my head a dozen times. Dinner ends. Dishes clatter into the sink, and I take a shaky breath. Here it goes. Steve, I've been thinking a lot about us. I begin, my hands trembling slightly under the table. About our marriage. He looks up, brow furrowing with concern. Everything okay? Yeah, I mean, we're fine, but I think we could be more than fine. Another deep breath. I want to try something different. He sets his fork down, fully focused now. Like what? An open relationship. I blurt out, fast, like I'm tearing off a bandage. He blinks, processing. What does that mean exactly? This is where all my late-night Googling pays off. It means we're still us, committed primary partners, but we're free to see other people too. His confusion deepens. You want to sleep with other guys? It's not just about sex. I counter quickly. It's about experiences, connections, things I never got to explore because I settled down so young. His voice drops, quiet and serious. Are you unhappy with me? No, that's not it. I love you. This isn't about replacing you. It's about finding parts of myself I skipped over. I lay out my plan. 3 months, a trial run, rules in place, protection mandatory, full honesty about who we're seeing, no mutual friends, regular check-ins to keep us grounded. I've thought this through, I insist. I really believe it could shake things up, bring some spark back. He's silent for what feels like forever. Say something. I nudge. I need to process this, he finally says. It's a lot. I get that. Take your time. How long have you been mulling this over? A month, maybe more. I admit, I wanted to be certain before I said anything. His eyes search mine. Is there someone already? No, I say too fast. It's mostly true. There's a guy at the gym who flirts, but it's never gone anywhere. I just want us both to have some freedom, to see what's out there, then come back stronger. He nods, not agreeing, not refusing. I'd want to start next month. I add, give us time to sort out the details. He doesn't explode or storm off, which feels like a win. Most guys would lose it, right? Just think about it. I say, We can talk more tomorrow. Another nod. I'll think about it. I reach for his hand. He lets me take it, but his grip doesn't tighten like it usually does. That night, he sticks to the side of the bed. I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, picturing dating apps, new faces, the rush of a first kiss. Then coming home to Steve, my anchor. It could work. It has to. I need this. I just hope he'll see it my way. From Steve's perspective, her words land like a sucker punch. I'm sitting across from Nancy at our dining table, keeping my expression blank while my thoughts spiral. 8 years of marriage, and now she wants to date other men? I need to think about this. I tell her, forcing my voice to stay even. Inside, I'm a mess. That night, she drifts off easily, probably fantasizing about her grand adventure, while I stare into the dark, replaying her pitch. The way her eyes lit up, the polished way she explained it. She's been plotting this for weeks. Morning comes, and I'm up before her, brewing coffee, then pounding out 5 miles on a run that does nothing to quiet my head. I text Marcus, my oldest friend, asterisk need to talk. Urgent. Asterisk we meet at a dive bar that night. I tell Nancy I'm stuck at the office. She wants an open relationship. I say after downing a whiskey. For 3 months. Marcus nearly chokes on his beer. You serious? Dead serious. What are you gonna do? I don't know yet. He leans in, lowering his voice. You know she's probably got someone waiting in the wings, right? It's the same fear gnawing at me. Yeah. Protect yourself, man. My brother's ex pulled something like this. Turned out she was lining up her escape. Took everything. House, savings, half his retirement. I swirl my drink, letting that sink in. What's your advice? Lawyer. Now. The next morning, I'm in attorney Philip Morris's office. Polished wood, framed degrees, a man who looks like he's seen it all. I spill the story. Nancy's proposal, my unease. So she wants an open relationship, he sums up. And you want options. Exactly. Has she cheated yet? Not that I know of. She's asking first. He nods. Clever move on her part. In this state, adultery is grounds for an at-fault divorce. But agreeing to an open setup could mean you consented. What if I don't really agree? What if I say yes just to see what she does? He pauses, considering. Verbal agreements are shaky. Your word against hers. Proof changes that. Proof like what? His eyebrow ticks up. Recording's legal here with one-party consent. That's you. I mull that over on the drive home. She wants freedom? Fine. I'll give her just enough rope. Over the next few days, I watch her, phone glued to her hand, little smiles at secret texts. She's already halfway out the door. I download a recording app, shift some cash to a new account, snap photos of our valuables, just in case. A week later, she corners me in the kitchen. Steve, we need to talk about this. It's been days. I meet her gaze, calm as I can manage. Not now. Tonight, after dinner. She's thrown but agrees. Okay, tonight. I spend the day steeling myself. In the spare bedroom, I open the recording app and hit start. This is Steve Daniels. Today's March 12th, 2023, 7:45 p.m. I'm about to discuss my wife Nancy's request for an open relationship. I breathe deep, tuck the phone into my shirt pocket, and head to the living room. She's waiting, eager. Okay, I say, sitting opposite her. You wanted to talk. Yes, I need to know where you stand. I study her, this woman I've loved for 8 years, now dreaming of other men. I've thought about it, Nancy. I'm not okay with this. It's not what I vowed when we married. But people grow, relationships change. She counters, like she's reading from a script. You've already decided. I say, you're doing this whether I'm in or not. She hesitates, which says it all. That's what I figured. I choose my words carefully. I'm not comfortable. If this is what you want, go ahead. Relief floods her face. She doesn't even hide it. Thank you for understanding. This will be good for us. I promise. She hugs me. I return it mechanically, the phone still recording. She doesn't notice. That night, I save the file in 3 places and email Morris. Asterisk moving forward. Need to meet. Asterisk, she thinks I've handed her a hall pass. I've just set the clock ticking. For Nancy, the thrill kicks in fast. I'm parked outside a coffee shop, touching up my lipstick, hands trembling. My first date in 8 years. Setting up the profile was a rush. Recent photos, no filters, bio up front. In an open marriage, matches poured in. Michael's the first, 35, marketing exec, gym buff. We've texted all week. He's waiting inside, tall, flashing a killer smile, sporting a watch that screams money. Nancy, he says, voice rich and low. We hit it off. His stories of Paris and Tokyo pull me in. So your husband's fine with this? He asks, curious. He's getting there. I dodge. No need to admit Steve's reservations. After, he walks in my car and kisses me. New lips, new scent. It's weird, exhilarating. At home, Steve asks, how's girls' night? Guilt stabs me. I'd lied about my plans. We'd agreed to honesty, but I'm not ready to confess Michael. Fun. I say, how was your night? Quiet. Worked on some stuff. He's different lately. Steadier, distant. He's hitting the gym more. Barely glances at his phone when I'm around. Like he's carving out his own world. 2 weeks later, I meet Jared, 27, artist, covered in ink, full of big ideas. Our first date stretches to 2 a.m. at a diner, just talking. No kiss, which only makes me want more. By date 3, we're at his place, his touch so unlike Steve's, his sheets steeped in incense. After, I'm torn between euphoria and guilt, but I wanted this, didn't I? I tell Steve I'm seeing people, keeping it vague. He nods, says, be safe. I can't read him anymore. Is he dating too? He doesn't say, and I don't ask. The weeks blur. Coffee with Michael becomes dinner, then a weekend at his condo. Jared shows me his studio, his friends. I'm juggling 2 lives. Wife at home, someone else out there. I used to text Steve when I was out, asterisk checking an asterisk, but his short replies, asterisk I'm fine, enjoy asterisk, made me stop. One night at a bar, a guy I'm flirting with asks about my setup. By week 6, the shine fades. Michael's fixated on his ex. Jared's planning our future. I think about Steve more, where he is, what he's feeling. We share a house but barely speak. One Thursday, I'm set to meet a doctor from the app, but my car outside the restaurant. I'm exhausted, tired of the chatter, the explanations. I text him, not feeling well, rain check. I drive home. Steve's car's there, early for once. Inside, I decide 2 months is enough. I've tasted freedom. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Time to fix things with Steve. Reclaim what we had, whatever that looks like now. While Nancy's been exploring, I've been gathering proof. That first recording, where I said I wasn't okay with this, was my starting line. It's backed up everywhere. Cloud, USB at work, Marcus's PC. I meet Morris weekly now. His office less daunting with each visit. How's the evidence coming? He asked at our 5th sit-down. I hand over folder. Thursday, she claimed book club. Instagram says she was at a restaurant with Michael Peterson. Here's his profile. Morris schemes the screenshots. Solid. What else? ATM withdrawals, hotel charges on her card, text from our iPad. She didn't log out. He nods, impressed. Thorough. I don't tell him the rest. How her coming home reeking of cologne guts me. How her 1 a.m. showers keep me awake. How each clue rips me open. That pain fuels me. At home, I'm prepping. New bank account. Photos of our stuff. Furniture we picked out, my pre-marriage art, cars, stocks. Nancy's oblivious, lost in her new crowd. When she's around, we're strangers. She'll ask about my day, suggest a movie. I play along, keeping her comfortable. Are you seeing anyone? She asks one night over dinner. First time she's cared. Focusing on myself. I say, true enough, I've got a gym across town. Therapy with Dr. Windsor Betrayal Trauma. Old friends back in my orbit. I'm crafting a life without her. Smart. Morris says when I mention it. Independence looks good in court. 2 months in, she shifts. Home earlier, less phone time, more questions about my plans. Morris calls it. She's winding down. Grass wasn't greener. Now what? I ask. Decide. Save it or end it. I decided that first night. Some lines can't be uncrossed. I found an apartment downtown. Paid the deposit. Holding off on the lease. Marcus wanted a showdown. Dump the evidence. Watch her squirm. Not me. I want out clean. Dr. Wentz asks, what's the goal with all this proof? Freedom. I say. And what's mine? Peace, maybe. Tonight, Nancy's home early. Says we need to talk. She looks softer, regretful, like she's ready to quit her game. She doesn't know normal is gone. Tomorrow, I'll let her say her piece, then show her mine. I've rehearsed this all day. How I'll tell Steve I'm done with the open thing. How I've realized he's worth more than the chaos I chased. He's across from me now, composed, sharper somehow. Has he been working out? I've been thinking. These 2 months taught me a lot, but I'm ready to refocus on us, on our marriage. I expect a smile, relief. His face stays blank. You done exploring? He asks, tone flat. Yes. Exclusive again. He nods. Interesting timing. My stomach twists. What's that mean? I've got something for you. He leaves, returns a folder, and slides papers over. Legal forms, our names, divorce in bold. What is this? My voice cracks. I'm filing, he says matter of fact. Because of the open relationship? You agreed. Did I? He taps his phone and I hear him. This is Steve Daniels, March 12th, 2023, 7:45 p.m. Then our talk. It's clear I'm not comfortable before my push. You recorded me? One party consent state. He says, like it's obvious. I documented your affairs too. More papers. Texts, receipts. Photos of me at Michael's. You spied on me? Protected myself. Adultery's at fault grounds here. My discomfort on record helps. My head reels. We can fix this counseling. Nancy, he says, almost kind. There's nothing left. You explored. I realize I deserve more. Tears burn. Anger, not sadness. You planned this. Waited for me to slip. You did what you wanted. Now I'm doing what I need. I scan the papers. House, retirement, most assets to him. This is unfair. Court might agree with proof. Or take this. Another paper. A settlement, better but still his favor. Why? I whisper. You rewrote our marriage. Did you think it wouldn't cost? A week later, 3 lawyers tell me fighting's a long, ugly loss. I sign the settlement, move in with my sister. 2 months on, I'm in a sparse apartment. App's gone, Michael and Jared vanished when it got messy. My therapist says I changed our deal and Steve shielded himself. He tricked me. Did he? Or did you assume no fallout? I can't answer. Today, I passed our house. Steve's car, another I don't know. A woman's, maybe. I wanted rage, but I just felt empty. 2 months unraveled 8 years.